This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, tertiary students begin researching a local beach, the results of which may help solve erosion problems. We find out why a Dunedin academic says DNA analysis could help in the fight to save an endangered species. And we meet some of the students who are encouraging their peers to dress thoughtfully for an annual party. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Local university students are researching St Kilda Beach in an effort to better understand dune erosion. They're studying sea levels and 4 dunes to see how they impact sand depletion, and the project may help to solve erosion problems all over Dunedin coastlines.
Analysing one of Dunedin's prized beaches, these students are studying St Kilda Beach in order to get a better understanding of 4 dune erosion. They're using nearby St Clair for comparison, and the findings may help to clarify erosion on a wider level.
Because the research is mainly focused at St Kilda, anything that happens here we may be able to relate to St Clair as well, but primarily we're looking at St Kilda.
The master students are working on different aspects of the research. Tom Simon-Smith is primarily studying the 4 dune and sand movement. He says moving sand inland helps protect dunes from erosion during storms, and they'll soon get to work on testing the theory.
What we're going to do is sort of artificially excavate the dune system through shoveling, through manual labour, and then also through digging with a large excavator to try and disturb the dune and allow sand to move inland away from storms.
Maloney is surveying the 4 dune to see how it changes over time in relation to the sea. She's deploying sea level sensors and rocks, and a camera has also been installed to capture the dunes every 30 minutes. Data will be compiled to understand the dunes and sea levels more clearly.
I'll be surveying the 4 dune at multiple periods over this year, and then also deploying these water level sensors into the rock platform here at St Kilda to measure the level the water gets when it erodes the 4 dune.
Coastal erosion is likely to be a multi-million-dollar problem for the Dunedin City Council going forward. It'll soon spend more than $500,000 on a short-term fix, repairing sand sausages and mattresses at St Clair before winter. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
The Dunedin City Council has adopted its draft annual plan for the next financial year, which is now subject to public consultation. Councillors finalised the draft document in a meeting today, approving its public release. It comes with a general rates rise of 2.9%. The plan includes almost $200,000 to help address coastal erosion. There's also $100,000 more being put into a community grants fund. The council is distributing information on the plan to local households so residents can express their views. Changes can be made in response to submissions before the plan is implemented in June. A local researcher is helping in the fight to save an endangered native bird by analysing its DNA. The project involves sequencing the genomes of every living kakapo to help understand breeding problems and tackle health issues. And the work could be revitalising for the rare bird.
From the bush to the lab, this University of Otago researcher is looking over feathers of an endangered species. Dr. Bruce Robertson is part of an international team trying to analyse the native kakapo's DNA.
So it'll give us all of the information about the genes that are in the entire kakapo's genome, so all of its DNA. And from that we'll then be able to look at how the DNA or the genes are associated with different things in kakapo.
The DNA will be extracted at the University of Otago, then sent to scientists to be sequenced. The team's hoping to understand egg hatchability and sperm abnormality, which are having a major effect on the population.
50% of eggs don't hatch, and typically in most birds you'd have 90% of eggs hatching, so there's a very small proportion that don't hatch.
Crowdfunding is being used to cover the research. The kakapo is one of New Zealand's rarest birds, with only 125 left. At one time the population dropped to 51. Researchers are hoping with new data they can find ways of breeding the birds successfully.
We'll have all of their DNA information. There basically won't be anything else to collect. And then it's just down to the bioinformatics, trying to figure out what all the genes and how they relate to each other and how they relate to egg hatching or paw hatching success and so on.
Researchers will have the first 40 genomes available to them within a month when they'll begin work on that data. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
Otago Polytechnic is furthering its ties with China, signing a memorandum of understanding with a tertiary institute in Guangdong. Delegates from the Guangdong Vocational Technology Institute are in Dunedin, formalising an agreement with Polytechnic staff. The Chinese educators approached the Polytechnic last year, seeking insights into apprenticeship training and courses. They're also keen on training construction teachers with help from Kiwi professionals. It's the first time Otago staff have hosted a delegation from Guangdong, formerly known as Canton. It was from there that many gold prospectors travelled to Dunedin just over a century ago. The annual Hyde Street Party is still a few days away, but already it's courting controversy. A group of students are asking their peers not to dress inappropriately for the day-long event on Saturday, and that's generating some criticism on campus.
A shindig not known for its subtlety. The annual Hyde Street Party is on again this weekend, with organisers working long hours to ensure it runs smoothly. This year, a group of university students are asking their peers to think beyond their actions to their attire.
We're just trying to raise awareness about cultural appropriation, particularly at the Hyde Street event. We're not trying to say that these people are culturally appropriating, we're just trying to get the point across that cultural appropriation is a really serious issue, and often people don't even realise they're doing it.
Hamill says she's seen a number of offensive outfits on display at previous Hyde Street parties. That's prompted her and fellow club members to hand out flyers outlining costumes that could perpetrate harmful stereotypes. In the past, police have had to assist at the day-long event, and that's something these women say could be avoided if their advice is taken.
As people are more aware that what they wear affects others and could be seen as racist or sexist or offensive in any other way, and they think about it and choose not to wear that, it's going to make it a safer space for everyone.
The Otago University Students Association helps spread the group's message on social media, posting a request for revellers to think about their costume choices. Abusive comments forced the post to be removed, but the OUSA is continuing to back the group by printing flyers, although there's still backlash against the suggestions.
Lots of people were getting quite angry and aggressive, I think because they felt like they were being told what to do and what not to do, whereas our initial goal is just to talk to people, get people being aware, raising awareness. We're not trying to control what people wear or control what people do.
Bremer says she'd rather not take a negative approach to the issue, but says it's the best way to outline concerns. The group hopes that by spreading the message before the event, it'll help protect the university's diverse multicultural community from being offended. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we find out how well a community garden is growing 5 years on, and we chat with a woman who famously dresses a royal.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodwear and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant of fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Ecrotech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free. It's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. A flourishing services sector, including retail and accommodation, is boosting the country's gross domestic product. Last year, the economy's value was $246 billion in current prices. GDP has been rising in conjunction with service industries, which are up about 0.8% overall. Growth in trade and hospitality was offset slightly by a slowing down in the agriculture and manufacturing sectors. Household spending increased by 1% last year, with more money going into restaurant and ready-to-eat meals, as well as travel and accommodation. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 11 points. It's now at 6,573. The Dow Jones is up 74 points. And to the exchange rates, and the Kiwi dollar is down against the Australian and the yen. We're up against the greenback, the pound and the euro. The North East Valley Community Garden has marked a small but significant milestone, turning 5 recently. Volunteers and residents gathered for a birthday celebration and working bee, and Jenny Roxburgh joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
Where is the community garden?
Well, it's up behind the North East Valley Normal School and the entrances of Longworth Street.
How big is it?
Well, it's about 60 metres by 40 metres. We've got 41 vegetable beds and 4 beds with herbs and flowers in them.
Oh, lovely. What have you got growing at the moment?
Well, we have all the usual kinds of vegetables, and over the years we've grown 38 different kinds of vegetables. Some more unusual ones that we have globe artichokes, fennel, wasabi, and things like Cape gooseberries.
How long did it take to establish?
Well, we started in autumn, and the following summer we had our first harvest. One of the things we had to do to begin with was to drain this very boggy field, and then gradually we've established more beds each year, and you put in things like a tunnel house and irrigation system.
How many people are involved in its upkeep?
Well, we have a very committed coordinator, a voluntary coordinator, and then we have about 60 people who are involved in our weekly working bees at about 11 to 15, each weekend.
Who is able to partake in the consumption of the produce?
Well, our policy is that it's people who come to working bees get to take home vegetables for their family. And we give away some as well.
Yeah. Are other groups like schools involved?
Well, we'd like schools to be more involved, and we're very pleased this week. One of the teachers brought up a group to study insects in the garden, and she's hoping to bring her class up once a week to do some gardening up there.
What would you say are the benefits of a community garden?
Well, the first thing is free vegetables for your family, but it's also a great way of getting to know people, building community. We have a lot of new people to the valley who come along each time.
How do you fund the purchase of seeds or plants or things to put in the garden?
Well, we believe in do-it-yourself. Our coordinator is great at collecting seeds and raising seedlings. We've had a lot of help from the local community, and we have had some grants for big things.
Is it expensive to maintain?
Well, our way of doing it is not as expensive as some ways. So we don't spend a lot of money, but except getting grants for the big projects, and we've been helped out by Cadbury's and by Fonterra and Trust Bank.
And what plans have you got for developing it in the future?
Well, no more garden beds, but to keep on top of weeding and to harvest more vegetables year-round, and to get a wider range of people involved.
What have you had great success with this year?
Oh, well, we always have great success with leeks.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, no, pretty well everything is successful.
It's been pretty hot this year. You would have had to do a lot of watering.
Yes, yes.
Jenny Roxburgh for the North East Valley Community Garden. Thanks very much for your time. After the break on 39 Dunedin News, a well-known name in the fashion industry has a surprise for an emerging designer, and an international footwear range makes its debut in Dunedin.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
Ecrotech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Granddad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Granddad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years. Built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. A Kiwi fashion designer making waves overseas is back in the country as a guest of ID Dunedin Fashion Week. She's taken the time to meet with the city's fashion pack and discuss her career ahead of tonight's International Emerging Designer Awards. And she's got a surprise for one lucky entrant.
Taking fashion cues from an international expert. A talk by London-based fashion designer Amelia Wexted brought out some of the city's most stylish residents as part of ID Dunedin Fashion Week. She's visiting in part to share her experience and expertise in the industry to those who are hoping to follow a similar path.
I was a budding fashion designer once upon a time where that was my dream, and so I think it's incredibly important to support the young talent that is obviously New Zealand based, and then also what's so exciting is that you've got all these international students that are flying in, and yeah, the talent has been incredible, so it's been great.
The Amelia Wexted label isn't stocked in New Zealand, but it's a name many people know. Its notoriety is partially a result of an extensive celebrity client base, which includes Kate Middleton. The Duchess of Cornwall wore one of Wexted's designs on her visit to Dunedin in 2014. It was her only royal tour outfit by a Kiwi designer.
It was an amazing moment, and I felt very, very proud watching her wear one of my designs in New Zealand.
During her time in the city, Wexted's been one of the judges for this year's ID International Emerging Designer Awards. She says it's refreshing to see a range of diverse talent and the ambition entrants have to pursue fashion careers. One finalist is getting a head start on that dream thanks to Wexted.
There was one particular person that I thought was absolutely brilliant, and am going to offer an internship to come and work with me in London in the design team. So that particular person, I think, could do wonders for us and could learn a lot.
It's Wexted's first time in Dunedin, and she's impressed with the way women dress, even if it's a bit darker than her usual bright colour palette. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Dunedin residents are the first to publicly see a new international range of footwear with a global launch taking place in the CBD. The event was part of the 17th annual ID Dunedin Fashion Week, and designers behind the collection could be scouting local talent.
Stepping in to the spotlight, the latest range of New Zealand designed footwear for women has been launched globally in Dunedin. The city's fashion set was the first to view the Ziera collection as part of ID Dunedin Fashion Week.
The aim of this is really to take our more fashion range. It's a limited edition range of products that we're launching in April, and we brought it to ID.
Glasses of bubbles were on hand for the celebratory event, highlighting the long success of a Kiwi brand. Two podiatrists formed the company in the 1940s after taking foot measurements from 10,000 New Zealand women. Roper says that's why Dunedin was the perfect place for the global launch.
We're a New Zealand design company, and we really want to support New Zealand design, and I think ID has had such a great history of emerging talent and supporting existing talent, so being part of it seems like a natural fit.
This collection's a little more style-based than others by Ziera, which prides itself on comfortable design. Roper says the company's future expansion is reliant on quality staff. Therein may lie opportunities for budding local designers to get their foot in the door.
New thinking is a really great way, and new ideas is a great way of kind of breathing fresh life into a business that's been around for a long time. So yeah, we're always on the lookout to see what new talent is out there and to see if there's any partnerships that we can develop.
The range was completed in 6 months, a third of the time usually taken. Roper says local women are deserving of more fashion-forward footwear.
Everybody talks about this kind of feeling or vibe that's in Dunedin, and yeah, it's just a great place to be in, so I'd like to spend more time here.
With this runway show finished, female residents have a little time to get well heeled ahead of other ID catwalk events. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. 2 master's students are researching sand dune decline at St Kilda to better understand erosion and help solve coastal decay. A new study on kakapo DNA involving local scientists could help to increase the endangered native birds population. And several university students are trying to minimise chaos at this weekend's Hyde Street party by recommending costume choices. And it's time now to find out what's going to be in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and he's back. It's Barry Stewart. Good evening.
Hello, Rebecca. University of Otago to spend $2.7 million demolishing the old Wycliffe Press building.
Ooh, in Clyde Street.
Yes, familiar one to you, Rebecca. And they're going to turn it into a car park. ID Fashion Emerging Designers Awards will be there tonight to capture the winners. St Patrick's Day was marked with the usual activities. Today we saw a couple of leprechauns and we believe perhaps a drop of Guinness also featured in the celebrations. A mystery Learjet was doing various swoops over Dunedin and Clutha today, find out about what that was all about. And in sport, we preview the big sports lift out, of course. We preview the Formula One season. And Highlanders coach Jamie Joseph talks about concussion and concussion in the modern game, how they deal with it.
Ooh.
Big issue at the moment.
Absolutely. Details in tomorrow's ODT. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
Time now for local weather.
This weather report proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
Here is our city view. It's taken to bird life on the Tomahawk Lagoon. And around the city today, at around 3 o'clock, the central city recorded 16 degrees, along with the gardens, 21 for the Tyree. To the situation, and a milder northerly flow will develop over the country from tomorrow, increasing on Saturday. To the forecast for some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow. Northerlies with cloud increasing for Invercargill, Gore and Alexandra. Strong northerlies in Tiana with rain later in the day there and a high of 17. Northerlies with cloud increasing for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, highs of around 19 or 20 degrees. And Dunedin tonight remaining fine with a low of 12, that's more like it. Cloud increasing tomorrow during the day with gusty northerlies, some rain at night with a high of 20. And on Saturday, strong gusty westerlies and a few showers with a high of 16. And finally to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing info. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 7:30, high tide follows at 1:10. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow morning, especially around 9:30. Speaking of fishing, a big shout out to Doc for the awesome work they do. I happened to be at the vet this morning with my cat. When I came out, there was a lady from Doc there with a rather large cage. Inside it was a yellow-eyed penguin, which she kindly showed me. It had been apparently in a bit of a run-in with a barracuda, so it was in need of some assistance. But 17 years old, he was doing pretty darn well, that's for sure. Hope he has a speedy recovery. Well, that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good evening.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.